Welcome to Toffee TV. I am joined by Andy, and Everton have a deadline day signing. It's Alex Iwobi. Not quite Wilfred Zaha, but
still happy.
Who cares? Listen, we probably most of us wanted Zaha, but the numbers were too high. Alex Iwobi, Everton approached Arsenal with an initial bid of £30 million. They came out that if Everton were to go a bit higher, they'd probably get him. It's exactly what Everton did. And Andy, you happy?
Yes, I'm over the moon. I've always liked Alex Iwobi. As I say, when people ask me who's the most underrated player, I've always said Alex Iwobi. People have got a false impression about him that he's not a very good footballer, very creative, very good dribbler, very good passer. He'll add goals to his game as he gets older. Now, we'll get into the data in a minute, but he's a very impressive player, data-wise. And what he adds, that I've always said we lack, is creativity. You're talking about someone who's got 6 assists last season, who created almost the same number of big chances as Gylfi Sigurdsson, and he doesn't take free kicks or corners. It's a good sign. It's a really good sign. I know we didn't get Wilfred Zaha. I know Iwobi doesn't necessarily equal top 4 or whatever, but it's a really solid sign and a smart sign. But we need to make more smart signings.
I mean, overall, the window, I think Everton have done decent business. I think they've done very good business.
8.5 out of 10 if you
I really do.
Yeah,
I think the centre-back thing is obviously a bugbear with everybody, and we're not going to sit here and say any different. We'd have all loved Kurt Zouma. We'd have all
not Marcus Rocco.
Yeah, we'd have all liked a centre back who, if we couldn't have got Zouma, who had similar attributes. But obviously, David Luiz's move from Chelsea to Arsenal scuppered for Kyle Tomori coming in on loan, who wouldn't have been experienced, but had good attributes in terms of
pace. He fits what we needed, yeah.
But it is what it is. Everything else, I would say, was really good business by Everton. Obviously, there's potentials with like Jean-Philippe Bamman and stuff like that. We'll have to see how he goes. But Alex Iwobi is a signing who I believe, if there's a harsh stuff, wouldn't have, say Everton threw that initial bid in and it come out and they went, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
It's too dear. We don't want to go higher. It went quiet for a few days and then we went for Alex Iwobi. I think it would have been received totally differently than the way it's been received. It does almost feel
one
like a runner-up prize for people, when I don't think it should be looked at that. He was on Everton's hit list, if you like, all summer.
Yeah.
Iwobi has players who fit the right age bracket, 20 to 26, who Everton could potentially get. Obviously, Arsenal got Nicolas Pepe, and that kind of rendered Iwobi, down the pecking order, if you like. So it is. I think it is a good signing. A lot of half the people mightn't agree, but the best thing to do is look at how he does.
Let's watch him every week. Arsenal fans, as I've said today, and to other people, Arsenal fans have seen Iwobi from when he came into the side to now, and they look at all his flaws all the time. And unfortunately, young players, you do notice the flaws a lot when they first come in the team. We did it with Ross Barkley, we did it with Tom Davis now. At the end of the day, I think when they moved team, we mentioned Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain when he moved to Liverpool. They love Oxlade-Chamberlain. Arsenal fans said he wasn't a good player at all. Maybe we just needed a change of scenery. Maybe we just needed a different coach to work with him. Iwobi is 23 years old, and he's already, he's putting up seasons that are better than Zaha, which we'll get to at the same age. So I'm not saying he's going to be better than Zaha. I'm not saying he's the same player as Zaha, but it's a good signing. We've made a good sign. I think that everyone should be happy about that. That Marcel Brands is picking players out, and again, the fee lower than expected. Again, he must have been able to pay for Iwobi and all the fees they saved on certain players this summer. And we've only spent about 34 million net this week, and we've improved the squad. I'm happy.
I mean, I look at it, and obviously people like Enrion Yakuri may still go out the door. Well, he will probably go out the door and that'll reduce, and again, that'll take it back down to kind of 20 million and whatever. And I think people should be encouraged that we would, Everton was speaking to Crystal Palace 2.5 hours before the window shut. Trying to get them down a bit, and probably if Palace, I think if the United sell-on wouldn't have been in there, I think Everton and Palace would have dealt on about 60 million, and I think Everton would have paid that.
They should have done what Porto did with James Rodriguez and sold him for 3 million and bunged another player for 60 just to get the card. But obviously the Premier League rules. But yeah, agreed. We were trying to get him. And it's not like Iwobi was a second prize, because as David Ornstein said yesterday, they wanted both.
Yeah.
And wait until the end of the window again, smartly by Brands, the price comes down.
Do you think, in terms of them wanting both then, just very quickly, we went for Abdoulaye Doucouré, and obviously £37 million bid got knocked back.
Yeah.
Do you think they then looked they were looking at Iwobi as well and thinking, well, he can play that role as well.
If you watched the AFCON, he played centrally for Nigeria, led them to the semi-final. He had a good, he can play central, wide left, wide right.
Good player.
Good player. We had options. Yeah.
And I get the Oxlade-Chamberlain point is one that I've made myself and thought about. I remember Arsenal fans putting up videos of him miss-kicking the ball and falling out, and they were like, we'll drive him there, and he's garbage, and he's this, and he's that. And I'll be honest, at the time I was thinking, what are Liverpool paying 40 million for him? You can't even get in the Arsenal team. He's been brilliant for Liverpool. Obviously got the injury and that set him back. Up until that, they absolutely loved him, and he was working really well for Klopp.
Exactly. Let's give him a chance. I know people have got a lot of preconceived ideas. Arsenal fans, as you say, will say he's not a good player, but why don't you judge him yourself?
I just think let them get here.
Marcel Brands would sign a player who's bad. He wouldn't.
Let them get here. Trust the manager. Trust the director of football. Let him get here, and let's see what we can work with. Let's have a look at some of his stats, because obviously people think about Alex Iwobi. Me and you had this conversation a couple of days ago about Iwobi, and I was like, yeah, he's hot and cold, and you would give me a bit more data, and I was like, I know what you're saying. And I remember he played at Goodison a few years ago when Martinez was there, and he absolutely destroyed us. Me and Ped were on Arsenal Fan TV after, and we were like, that kid is brilliant. Iwobi, we couldn't live with him. I looked at some of his stuff from last season, some of the stuff from the season before, and he's a real talent. All right, he's frustrating. There'll be times when you own your head in your hands, but you're like that with most players of his age, unless they're the top bracket. So let's have a look anyway what we're getting with Iwobi. So you talk us through this way. You talk us through.
So in the left-hand corner here, a lot of people were saying, about Sahar, and this is what Sahar, same age Sahar, well, this is his 2015-16, which is 4 years ago.
Yeah.
This is what the numbers he put up at that time compared to. So you can see Sahar at that age, even though it was only scored 2 goals, 1 assist. Then you look at 3 goals, 6. So he's slightly maybe ahead of where Sahar was, albeit plays in a different team, so to add context is a bit different. You look, he's better passing ability. He's, at this age now, Iwobi is a bit further ahead of where Sahar was a couple of years ago. Now, that's no guarantee that he's going to end up as best at Sahar, the same as Sahar. But it's a good platform. We're buying a player who at 23 is a good player, who by the time he hits his prime could be a very good player, so that's a plus. This is from Michael Cayley, who does a lot of data on Twitter. This is passes into the penalty area. So this is passes that are played into the penalty area per 90 minutes. So this includes open play passes. There's no crosses included. And as you can see, there's Lionel. So you can see there's Lionel Messi, Neymar, David Silva, and then, albeit in 6th position, there is Alex Iwobi.
Better than
Hazard. More passes per 90 into the penalty area.
Not a better footballer than Eden Hazard. Just put that there.
No, it's not. This is not. So what we're trying to say is that Alex Iwobi is always looking to pick people out in the box through passes, which is what we don't have a lot of time. A lot of time it's shifted wide and crossed in the box. This gives us a different option. Sidibe also will help with this. Passing into the box, stretching teams, picking out holes. This is what he's able to do. I think you put the same graphic up twice, but we'll move on.
I mean, I haven't.
No,
quite clearly, Joe's
off camera.
Yeah. So we go to the next one.
So this is open play contributions. So this is the combination of XG, which is obviously expected goals. I know people don't love that, and expected assists. So XG is predicated on the chance of scoring a goal based on 300,000 shots that they've examined. XA is based on passes they've examined that lead to goals. And again, as you can see, per 90 minutes, the best people at the time this was done are Alex Iwobi's in third, better than Bernardo Silva, better than Dele Alli, better than Milinkovic-Savic, who Manchester United were looking to pay 75 million for. Hasuma. Now, I'm not saying he's better than any of these players, but what I'm trying to say is he really adds that quality creativity that we've lacked at times. And I'm not saying that he's better than Gylfi Sigurdsson. He just offers something different. He wants more of the ball than Gylfi at times as well. Now, hopefully, he gets to the point where he's going to score 10 goals a season. That's what Marco Silva needs to help him with. But even his shot stats, he averages just under 2 shots a game, which is 2 shots is key when you're a winger or a striker. And it's 39%. Get that up to 45%. Get more shots in. You'll score more goals.
That's a higher shot rate than Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
It is, exactly.
He needs to up his, and that's what that's all about. This is Ashwin Rahman.
Ashwin's great as well. He's fantastic. He does a lot of great stuff with States as well.
So give Ashwin Ashwin a follow on Twitter because you get more of this data. But there's some good players up there. Lucas Ocampos, who of course we were linked with and has moved to Sevilla, scored the penalty against us the other week. Goretzka, Leon Goretzka, who's a very, very good player. Fornals, who's just gone to West Ham. So there's good players up there.
Yeah, these are all young players as well. I think this is under 23 or under 25. Rodrigo de Paul's very good. So it just shows that he is very creative. He's putting passes into the right areas, which is key. If you want your Richarlisons, you'll be really good for Gylfi Sigurdsson actually as well, because as I've said before, lovely vision when it comes to passing the ball across the box, cutbacks, whatever. So he's going to really help us get goals. And I think in late games, if he comes on, or full games, he's going to unlock defences for us.
Matt Cheetham, who does a lot of the stuff data on Twitter as well. He put the stats up before Alex Iwobi. His running stats are better than a lot of our players. Yeah. He created more chances than any of our players last season.
Per 90,
per 90. And in Arsenal, there was only a couple of Arsenal players who created more chances than Alex Iwobi last year. So, obviously, data it's great for some stuff. It's great for demonstrating things that maybe people haven't seen beyond just an eye test.
50% of the fits. I say it's 50%. I use both. So you do need to look at players, because obviously you can mislead, because it depends how they're measuring things and all that.
Yeah, of course.
But on the eye test, people are saying he's slow. He's not slow.
No, he isn't slow.
Quick, strong, smart. He's smart football brain.
Quick feet as well.
Yeah. So, and again, another stat for you. Gylfi Sigurdsson said 11 big chances created. And he was 10, he's played much less minutes. So we're adding that creativity that we're lacking.
What was Gylfi over across 3,000 minutes?
3,000 minutes, and then we're just over 1,700. So yeah, we're getting a player who's going to add creativity. So hopefully Richarlison, Keane, Gylfi, Bernard, whoever he plays with, going to benefit from these passes.
Yeah, you know what? I'm at the stage, I don't know whether you are, but I'm at the stage with the manager and with the director of football where I'm like, listen, if you think he's going to benefit us, I'm good with it. I am good with it. Let's go with it and let's see. Because we sitting here, and obviously Blues who are watching it, everyone's got their own opinion. Of course it is. And everyone will look at a player and go, I'd rather have him, and I'd rather have him.
Of course it is,
and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. But we aren't sitting in the office with Marcel Brands and Marco Silva while they've got their vision of Everton Football Club and what they want to do with it. And they could look at him and go, yeah, but all of that data, he does this, but I'm going to play him off the right one week. And then when we're trying to get at teams on the counter-attack away from home, he's going to play where Gylfi Sigurdsson will play. And you mix it all up. And I think we've seen this, we've done the Deadline Day live show, and we've done other stuff. And people are like, well, who's he going to replace in our starting 11 then? And you're like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The big deal for Everton, I think, is trying to create that position where you've got 15, 16, 17, where you're going, any of them could play, really.
I want to change it every week. You look at, as I said on the live show, if anyone missed it, Man City always change their team depending on who they play. Yeah. Now, they've obviously got much better players than Everton, but you need to get into the position where no one's safe. Like Liverpool play essentially the same 9 or 10 players every single week. But we want to be in the position where, if, say, we get an injury, Alex Iwobi can step in Bernard, or if Gylfi Sigurdsson doesn't play well for 6 games, it's not that we have to play him for another 10 games on the run. We can bring Iwobi in there, put Bernard in the middle. Yeah. It just makes us a better side. It raises the level of competition, and it'll create more consistency as well, because people push themselves to stay in the team. Because you don't want complacency of being in the team. You want, so that's why you sign Lossell. Now Lossell will never beat out Pickford. No. But he's going to be trying his best to get those cup games off Pickford. So he's going to be pushing him in training. He's a Premier League level goal. He showed it last season, albeit he made a couple of mistakes. So everywhere we're trying, I really like the Sidibe signing for that as well. Yeah. It really, really helps that we've got someone to push Coleman now as well, because as you said the other day, he's not really been pushed in the last 8 years, really. No, not at all. I mean, you look on at people like Kevin Campbell, who's always banging on about him, and he's saying Kevin Campbell, let Marco Silva get a grip of him and develop him. Yeah. And he's got loads of talent, another fast player. You've seen other people going, Ian Wright's heartbroken. he wants him to stay. And I've seen like fans of other clubs saying that's a good sign, it's a smart sign, and some Arsenal fans are laughing. People, but then other ones are like, we're losing a really good player. Exactly. They didn't even like, Arsenal fans didn't like Aaron Ramsey till last year, the year before. They had him for years, they just didn't like him. So you know, Arsenal fans are quite fickle about who they like. I wouldn't take another club's fans' opinion on how good players are all the time, because sometimes change the scene can help. I really like Iwobi, I really rate him. When the news came through, you know, really happy when it came through. I was delighted, I was delighted. And not that I'm more delighted, I would have been delighted with Sahar. It's just that this is the type of sign I like from Everton. Shows vision. Basically, what I call is an inefficiency in the transfer market, in the fact that we're picking off players that are underappreciated at other clubs for good prices, which is smart, like Dean. Lucas Dean, Barcelona, it doesn't suit his style of play. We plucked him, one of the best left-backs in the Premiership now. So, not Premier League, sorry. Premiership, I know people hate that. I grew up with that. But yeah, so...
It's the same with Andre Gomes.
Exactly,
Barcelona fans, he's terrible. He's the worst player that's ever played for us. And then you see other Barcelona fans going, well, no, for the first year he was very good. Yeah. The second year he wasn't very good, and that's the way it is. So you'd have to go, take everyone with a, you know, how you find them and get behind the whole thing and see how we go. And listen, Alex Iwobi might be fabulous. He might be all right. Who knows? We'll only know at the end of the season, won't we? But it's a good age, right parameters, and you know, the initial down payment or the initial fee is 28 million. Yeah. Zaha, I think they've ended up asking for 80 million, which is why Everton have walked away today.
Yeah, it's ridiculous amount of money. And realistically, if I'd have said to you on the 1st of June, would you pay 80 million for Zaha? No, everyone would go, no, we want Malcolm, we want Neres, we want so-and-so. And it all became about Zaha in the last week. So this is not like a either or. It's Zaha. This is a good sign. Let's separate it from the Zaha thing.
I think we all fell into the Zaha hype train, didn't we? Let's be honest.
Raised expectations, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Let us know anyway what you think in the comment section below. Are you happy with Alex Iwobi? Are you underwhelmed? Are you ready to give him a chance? Just go, you know what? Well, let's see what he's got. Forget Zaha. It didn't happen, so just forget about it. Let us know what you think about Alex Iwobi. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It takes a sec. If you want more videos, make sure you get over and join us on Patreon. And before you go, give the video a thumbs up. Thanks very much to Andy for all his info there. See you later.